Good afternoon, everyone. I'm Environment Canada meteorologist David Jones with a medium-range forecast for the rest of this week. Let's take a closer look. Here's the forecast map for 1600 hours or 4 p.m. today. We have high pressure west of Vancouver Island now, and as a result, the chilly outflow has completely died, and the Arctic air along the coast is slowly being modified or replaced by milder air. Over the interior, there has been some light snow, which will continue, but you can tell by the light shades of blue that significant accumulations are not possible, perhaps up to 5 centimeters at the most. Along the coast, snow flurries and light drizzle have been an issue today. These super light shades of blue represent trace amounts of precipitation in the modifying and moistening Arctic air. Shortly after I launch the animation, you'll see the end of the Arctic outbreak rolling in from the Pacific, as the first in a series of mild storms will finally penetrate the area that has been blocked by that upper ridge responsible for the cold snap. At first, the warm air will spread in at the level of the mountaintops. On Tuesday, the precipitation spreads to the north coast and the central interior in the form of rain at Prince Rupert and snow at Terrace and points east. The warming will flood inland, so snow at Terrace and Stewart will change to rain late Wednesday or Thursday after about 5 to 10 centimeters of accumulation. But the snow will continue across the northern Rockies, including the Williston, the McGregor, and the Peace Country, where up to 30 centimeters is possible through Thursday. I've stopped the animation at 10 a.m. Thursday morning to point out one of the quirks of BC weather. The wind ahead of any approaching front backs into the southeast because of the orientation of our coastline. The east component of that southeast wind causes outflow from the interior, so the air near the coast remains cold. As the trailing cold front nears the coast, the wind veers to the south, then to the west in behind it. The Pacific air is warm, so the cold front actually opens the door to warmer air. BC is the only place in Canada where a cold front can bring warmer air. As we roll through the next 30 hours to Friday afternoon, another moist and mild Pacific system begins to hammer the north and central coast with rain. The area in bright yellow suggests rainfall rates of 15 millimeters in 3 hours, or an average of 5 millimeters per hour, enough to put the windshield wipers on high speed. The warm air flooding in aloft will override the Arctic air entrenched in the inland valleys, causing a risk of freezing rain from Chilliwack to Princeton and northward to about Williams Lake. It's early yet, but this might develop into a whack-a-mole freezing pattern, where freezing rain isn't widespread but pops up in random locations around the interior. Let's take a look at the freezing level in Princeton. The dashed line is 1,500 meters above sea level. By Friday at noon, the warm air aloft has raised the freezing level to about 1,400 meters at Princeton. If an above freezing layer develops, snow falling through that warm layer will melt to rain. But at the surface, sub-freezing Arctic air is going to persist for quite a while, hence the risk of freezing rain as the melted snow falls through the sub-freezing layer and freezes on contact with everything on the ground. Okay, let's go back to Friday at 4 p.m. A serious rainstorm is headed toward the south coast. Importantly, this rainstorm will produce between 15 and 30 centimeters of snow for the ski resorts of the south coast. After which, it looks like a skier's flow pattern will set up. That's even better news. If you want to find out more about the skier's flow pattern, check out the article I wrote on weather in the mountains for the Mountain Equipment Co-op a few years ago. You can find it by going to the Co-op homepage and following this path. That's it for today's YouTube Heads Up. Thanks for watching. Stay tuned and have a great evening.